guys, today I'm doing a review of Whiskey Kitchen and Kayne Prime Steakhouse in the Gulch in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm going to start off with Whiskey Kitchen, so just so you know that Whiskey Kitchen, all we got were drinks and an appetizer, and then when we went to Kayne Prime we had our meal, and we didn't get dessert. We were too stuffed to. We wanted to, we were just way too stuffed to. So let's start with Whiskey Kitchen. So Whiskey Kitchen is, again, located in the Gulch in Nashville, Tennessee. It's downtown Nashville. The Gulch is just an area that's been up and coming for a few years, several years now. So Whiskey Kitchen, my husband just had a beer there, and we both split an appetizer, and so I'm not gonna go over his drink. This is very much like a bar. They do have table seating, but we sat at the bar. We went in, and it was first come, first serve. We went to the bar, we sat down. They opened a tab, and that's what they do. They say, okay, what card are you gonna use to open a tab? And they open a tab. Everything came super quick. Our drink was made right there in front of us, and we got there at 4 p.m. We were done by about 4:30, 4:38. So I ordered. They have a lot of signature drinks. They have a lot of wines. They have a huge wine list, a huge beer list. What I ordered was it's called the Farewell Broadway. It was $11.50 for my drink. It was Laird's, I believe is how you say it, Applejack Brandy with vanilla syrup, bitters, and cream. The server, which I can't remember his name, or bartender, he was really great because I said, I think I want this. And he was like, have you had it before? I was like, no, not really. But it sounds like it's kind of sweet. And he's like, yes, it's a sweet drink. It's creamy. We put milk in it, so it's really sweet. If you like sweet, you'll like it. I'll say it was actually very good. It kind of reminded me of Kahlua, but less coffee tasting, more cream tasting. And that was the first time I'd ever had Brandy too, so it was really good. I really liked it a lot. It was strong, meaning I was a little bit buzzed by the time we finished. And I only had one drink. Again, I'm also kind of a lightweight when it comes to drinks, unless it's wine. So I've got a picture of that right here. The next thing we had, well, that was my drink, and now what I had, or what we had split, was an appetizer, and it was also $11.50, and it's called WK, so Whiskey Kitchen, Bourbon Poppers. So it's bourbon barbecue glazed chicken poppers, seasoned sweet potato fries, and ranch dipping sauce. The ranch dipping sauce is on the side. The sweet potato fries were like sweet potato fries. They were pretty good. They were crispy and not too crispy, but not too squishy. The chicken poppers, so I don't eat a lot of fried food. Hardly ever do I actually eat fried food. But this was an appetizer, and you know, most appetizers, you can get healthy stuff. But this one, when you're at a bar, it's kind of more fried stuff. This chicken was delicious. And what I really, really loved about this appetizer, it's served in just this big mixing bowl. They put the fries in there, and they put the chicken on top, and then their glaze that they use is drizzled across the whole thing. So you can have that bourbon barbecue glaze on the fries too, which was really good. We didn't eat all the fries because we were going to dinner afterwards, but we ate every bit of the chicken. Also on the chicken, they sliced up, but they put a little green onion on the top. If you don't like green onion, which I don't know anyone that doesn't, but if you don't like green onion, I'm sure you can ask for it without the green onion, because it's not even listed as what comes with it on the menu. And so the chicken was really good, and again, it came out quickly. They were very prompt. The bartender was really nice. It's a very bar atmosphere, it really is. Of course, we're in Tennessee, so there's no smoking in bars. I know some states still allow smoking in bars, but there's no smoking in this one. And I'd say the majority of the people that go there, because it is more of an more expensive kind of bar, are probably in their 30s and 40s and older. I saw a couple of guys that might have been in their 20s, and the servers, or bartenders, they just wear jeans and a t-shirt that says Whiskey Kitchen on it, and the guys have all have beanies on. It was really good. I was really impressed because most of the time, well, I don't usually go to bars very often, but in the past when I went to bars, it was bar food. It wasn't great. This was so delicious, and I don't know if it was because we were hungry or what, but it was fantastic. And here is a picture of the chicken right here. If you have any questions about Whiskey Kitchen or anything like that, put them in the description, put them down below, and I'll get to you and answer them. But in the description, I will put their website so that you can go check it out for yourself. If you're from Nashville and never been and want to go, or if you're traveling to Nashville, I think it is a really good spot to go to if you're just kind of wanting some drinks and some food. I mean, they have a full menu, but we only ordered off the appetizers because we were going to another restaurant afterwards, which was Kayne Prime Steakhouse. So just leave some comments below if you have any questions. Thanks. Next restaurant is Kayne Prime Steakhouse. Kayne Prime Steakhouse. It is a steakhouse. It is also in the Gulch, in downtown Nashville. It is a higher end restaurant. A lot of the entrees are in the 50s range. It's mainly steak. There are some other meats, which I ordered because I don't eat steak. Personal choice. I can eat steak. It tastes good. I just choose not to. My husband did order the steak. I've asked him for some specifics, and he didn't really say much, but I will go into it when we get to the steaks. So we arrived at Kayne Prime because it was literally just not even a block away from Whiskey Kitchen. We walked down there. It was there about 4:45. Their doors open at 4:30, but first seating's at 5, and our reservations that we booked 2 weeks in advance, they only had options open for 5 and 10 p.m., so we took the 5 p.m. option. So I believe this place would definitely be considered a reservation location. I don't know that you could get in just by walk-in. I'm sure they take walk-ins. Actually, I'm not really sure if they do or not. But we did reservations, and this was on Saturday the 17th, because today's the 18th, tomorrow's the 19th, so this was yesterday, Saturday, February 18th, 2018. So there could have been like a lot of Valentine's Day dates, because that's what ours was. It was our Valentine's Day date, and most of the time we would just kind of go to a place closer to us. We live outside of Nashville, but we would have gone to a place closer to us, but I had received a gift card for Kayne Prime, so that's why we decided to go to Kayne Prime. When else are we going to use it? So when we got there, it was 4:45. They said, okay, we've got you checked in for your reservation. It doesn't count. You'll be seated shortly after 5 o'clock. If you want, you can go to our front bar, our back bar, and our new expansion section. I did not venture into the new expansion section. We went to the front bar. He ordered just a Miller Lite, like he did at Whiskey Kitchen. And by the way, they're all owned by MS. I'm not sure what that stands for, but maybe Market Street or something. I'm not really sure what that stands for, but Whiskey Kitchen and Kayne Prime are owned by the same company. I had, my drink of choice was $12, and I had a coin toss. It has Ketel One Vodka, so you have the option of choosing vodka or gin. I know I like vodka, and I can't remember the last time I had gin, so I just went with the vodka instead of gin. So it's Ketel One Vodka, creme de la Poire, I could be pronouncing that wrong, grapefruit, lemon, soda, and then they topped it off with the orange zest. They peeled off a little piece of the orange, spritzed it into my drink, and put the orange peel in there. So here's what I really, really liked about the bartender here. He was making my drink, and then he took a little straw and stuck it in there, pulled it back out, and did a little taste test to see how he liked it, and then he added the orange zest. So to me, I found it really great that they would make sure it was a good drink before they gave it to you, and it was delicious. You couldn't taste the alcohol in it. It tasted citrusy. It kind of tasted like a lemonade, but because you've got grapefruit and the orange zest, I don't know, it was phenomenal. It was a really good drink. I wanted another one, but I didn't want to order 3 drinks before I even had my dinner, because I had one at Whiskey Kitchen and then an appetizer, and then I had one there. So I didn't order another one, and I still had a little bit of a buzz going from the first drink. So it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna order another drink. I did debate it, because when we got to our table, I had them leave the wine glass sitting there for a while before I asked them to go ahead and take it, because I wasn't getting it. Okay, so that being said, the citrusy drink, it was super delicious, and here's a picture of it. So after we got set, which was 10 after 5 maybe, we were sat in a big booth that seats 4. It was just 2 of us, so we just kind of scoot to the center. I will say that the ambiance in the restaurant is really nice. I really like the ambiance. They have one of those fake candles on your table. They have it all set out. It's really nice table setting, and I'll put that in right here. The one thing that I would say about the decor, because the decor was great, but the one thing I would say about it is that the seats looked a little worn, and maybe they're okay with that because it's a steakhouse and they kind of want it to look a little rustic, a little rustic. So the seats were kind of worn. I would think they probably need to put new seating in there pretty soon. I mean, it was comfortable, but you could tell that from people scooting across the seats, they had been a little tattered, just a little bit. I mean, it's not a complaint, it's just an observation. It didn't really bother me. I was just like, I think I would probably, with this nice of a restaurant, I think I would update the furniture. The only one and only complaint that I have, and it's just because it's my preference, is that they poured water from like the little spout that they use at the bars, which is fine because you can get sparkling water or bottled water or whatever, but we just had regular tap water, or filtered tap water is what they called it. They didn't fill the glasses with ice, so the water was kind of lukewarm, and I love ice cold. I mean, really cold water. I am definitely a cold water type person. I'm all about the ice cold water. So cold that if you had a toothache for some reason, it would hurt. But I don't have a toothache. Cross fingers. So I really like ice cold water, and it was kind of just lukewarm or a little cool. That's really my only complaint. I probably could have asked for them to bring me a glass of ice, and they probably would have. I didn't think about it. And it's just because that's my preference. So if you're going and you like ice cold water, ask them for a glass of ice. I bet you they'll bring it to you. All right, so to get on to the food, we did get an appetizer here, mainly just because we wanted to, and we knew that the appetizers here would be lighter. We got a cheese plate. The cheese plate is $19. It comes with goat, cow, and sheep cheese. So on the menu, it just says 3 cheeses. I think the special for the week was that you had cow cheese, which tastes just like American cheese. You have goat cheese, which tastes like goat cheese if you've had it. If you haven't, it's like a really creamy cheese. It's like a cream cheese texture, but it doesn't taste like cream cheese. But it is a creamier, and my kids, it's their favorite cheese. They'll eat it by itself. I can't eat goat cheese by itself. I have to have something with it. And then sheep cheese, which I had never had before. It's kind of sharp, kind of reminds me of a sharp cheddar, but it's sheep cheese. But it was really good. All 3 cheeses were really good, and they come with jam. It's like a raspberry jam. It was really good. My husband ate the jam on the toast by itself instead of the other thing. Toast, which the toast is more of a ciabatta bread and delicious by itself. I could have just eaten the toast by itself. And then candied hazelnuts. I didn't really eat the candied hazelnuts because I wasn't sure if it had cinnamon on it, and I have a slight allergy to cinnamon where it kind of makes my throat itchy and my neck itchy and makes my tongue swell a little bit. I've never had to go to the hospital for it, but it is very irritating where I have to take Benadryl. So I didn't eat any of the hazelnuts just in case, because you know, you hear candied pecans, candied whatever, they usually have cinnamon and sugar in it. And I'm fine with the sugar, but it's the cinnamon. So here's a picture of the cheese plate. Like I said, so I did mention that there was toast on there. The brown looking bread, it kind of reminded me of like fruitcake. Kind of had the fruitcake flavor texture. I wasn't really crazy about it. We didn't eat that. I ate one piece of it and the other piece sat there because I wasn't crazy about that. And if you like fruitcake, then you'll like it, but I'm not a fruitcake person. Never have been, never liked it. So for our entrees, my husband got the Wagyu Strip. It's with truffle butter. So the strip itself was $65. And then the little bitty scoop of truffle butter that they added to it was $7. So they charged an extra $7, and they charge extra for all the stuff that goes with the steak. Like, this place is your entree, and then sides are separate, butter's separate, and $7 for a little thing of butter. My husband did say that it was a waste to get the butter because $7 was just ridiculous for a little scoop of butter with truffles in it. Truffle, like little truffle pieces. He said that the steak was delicious. So a Wagyu, I'm not sure if I'm saying that, steak, it's a slice of meat from a cow, a specific type of cow that apparently is raised in Asia, or I think she said Asia. Our server explained to us what the steak name meant or what it was, but I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't paying close attention to that part of it because the steak was for him and not for me. I just tried to get a little detail from him on how he liked it. He did say that the steak was very, very tender and juicy. You could cut it with a butter knife, which I'd imagine that is probably the best type of steak to have. No one wants to sit there and be gnawing on steak for 5 minutes before they can swallow it. So all in all, I would say the steak was really good since he seemed to like it. I didn't taste it, so I don't really know. I'm sure it was. It looked delicious. He got it medium well, so it had a little bit of pink inside, and they even said when he said medium well, they repeated back, so you want just a little line of pink? And he's like, yes. Because I know a lot of restaurants, you'll say how you want it cooked, and it'll become either it will become overdone or undercooked. So she described exactly how it looked, and that's how it looked when it came out. And here's a picture of the steak. So my entree was the Springer chicken. It's got smoked hazelnut, gramolata, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and essential jus is what it says. So it's a dipping sauce. The dipping sauce tasted basically like gravy. I mean, it was good, but nothing to write home about. I didn't eat any of the little hazelnuts that were on it. And the chicken was very juicy and had a really, really good flavor. My only problem with this chicken, though, is that it was really salty. I had to keep reaching for my glass of water. it was quite a bit salty. I mean, it was so salty that this morning when I woke up, my ankles were a little bit swollen. So it was really salty, but it was really good. If I were to go back, I probably wouldn't get it again. I'd probably get maybe the snapper or something. But it was good. And mine cost $24. And here's a picture of the chicken. As for our sides, there were two sides. He ordered a side and I ordered a side, and they come out family style, so you share them. I didn't like the one I ordered. Then again, I'm not real crazy about corn. What drew me to the corn, because I ordered cream corn brulee with roasted jalapenos, and it was $11. The way she described it was that the brulee and the jalapeno kind of give it a little sweet flavor. And she said it was just like your standard cream corn, which I like. If I were to eat corn, it would be either creamed or on the cob. I don't like just standard corn. So the way she described it sounded pretty good, but when I got it, the jalapeno, and I didn't really like it. The brulee part was okay, like the little brulee on top. I just didn't really like the corn. And Robbie didn't eat any of it. Robbie's my husband. He didn't eat any of the corn. So I ate like 3 bites of it. That was it. It wasn't great. But here's a picture of the corn with, they broke the brulee top. They broke the brulee top so that we could eat it without having to break it ourselves. So this is the corn. This picture of the corn with the brulee top already kind of broken. The last item, which is their other side, was Risotto Tater Tots. They were $11. It's got brown butter and breadcrumbs, and then there's like some cheese that they put on top. It was the tater tots. They were delicious. They were so good. I only ate 2 though. By the time our entree got to us, I was stuffed. I had like 3 bites of my chicken and 2 tater tots and a couple of spoonfuls of the corn. I was so stuffed. I wish I would have been able to get a dessert so I could review the dessert for you, but I couldn't eat another thing. It was ridiculous. But the tater tots were delicious. He liked them too. My husband liked them too. So all in all, it was a very good restaurant. I think based on I didn't like the cream corn, and the water was just kind of cool. There was no ice. Again, I could have asked for it. I think I'll give this one like a 4 stars instead of, I mean, I don't want to be too critical, but at the same time, I didn't like the corn. The water didn't have ice, which I'm sure I could have asked for, and the seats are kind of worn. But it is a really good, nice restaurant, one that takes time. So we got there, again, at like 4:45. Our reservations were for 5. We left just before 7 o'clock. So it's like a 2-hour dinner. And after we went to dinner, we went to go see 50 Shades Free, the movie theater. And we got there literally right at 7:30, which was the time of our movie. We got in there and we missed some of the previews for the movie, for the previews that they have for the movie. And but other than that, expect 2 hours at this restaurant, definitely. Even with reservations. Like I said, I don't know if they take walk-ins. They probably don't. I'm gonna guess maybe they do. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, expect 2 hours at this restaurant. Look at the menu before you go. Like, research the menu before you go, because there were words in the descriptions of some of the foods that I didn't know what they were. I had to look them up. And it's better to have your research there done before you go in there. And you may not know what you're ordering, but at least be familiar with their menu. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I've got some video of going into Nashville and then some video of leaving the restaurant. And I hope you liked this review. If it was helpful, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, please post them below and I'll get back to you. Other than that,